Alright, everybody has a sheet, everybody put your phones down, everybody put your phones down. Like I said, you can either put them down and keep them down, or I can just put them up here for the class period, okay? I'd rather you guys just keep them, but keep them down. And like I say, keep the chatting down low, keep the chatting until we're done, so I can get through these notes, okay? It's some definitions we need to cover, then some, about 3 example problems, because there's different kinds that we need to know how to do. And then you guys will get the rest of the class to start working on these, hopefully you can finish them up. Otherwise, you'll have to do them at home. So what we're gonna start looking at is central angles and arc measures, okay? So right now, we've been looking at, guys, listen up, let's pay attention.
Those are your daddies right there.
Right now, we've been looking at circumference, which is the area that's around the outside of the circle. And then we've been looking at diameter, which is the distance across, and we've been looking at radius, which is the distance from the center to the edge, okay? So this is what we've been covering for circles: circumference, area, the diameter, and radius. That's what we should know so far. Now we're gonna start looking at angles inside the circles. All the central angle means is that it's an angle inside of a circle like this, okay? The central angles are called central because the apex or the vertex of the angle is located at the center of the circle. Okay, that's why it's called the central angle. And the arc measures is going to be the distance around the edge of the circle. Okay, so the distance all the way around the circle, that's the circumference. But when we're just looking at pieces of the circle, that's called an arc measure. Okay, so picture this. Imagine like this. Instead of measuring the circle like a circle in degrees, like we normally do, we're going to start measuring it in distance around the edge. Okay, so instead of measuring it like an angle, we're going to start measuring it like if you were walking around on the outside of the circle. Okay, so that's what the central angle and the arc measures are for. Let's look at some actual, like the definition. Okay, so you should use these notes. This little section right here is going to tell you all the words that you need to know and what they mean. Okay, so Aaron, do me a favor. I need you to turn around your chair so you can see up here, so I can tell that you're writing down what we're looking at, or I'm going to need you to move. Okay? So your two choices are: make sure you're looking up here and writing it down, or I'll ask you to move to a different desk that you're facing forward. Okay. Central angles are located at the center of the circle, and it's going to be 2 lines coming out. Okay. So central angle is an angle with the vertex at what? The center of the circle, and its 2 sides are, I think it's equal. Do you get my little note? And its 2 sides are. Okay, so guys, look up here. Let me make it. Well, let me see if I can do it one more way. Okay, take a look, guys. Okay. If the vertex of the angle, so the vertex means where the 2 points meet, are at the center, this is the center of a circle, what does that make these lines? Where did we learn that starts with an R? These are the radius, okay? And when you have 2 radius together, that's a radius, and that's also a radius. They're the same distance, they're going to equal the same amount. The 2 sides are called the radii. 2 together means I. Okay? But it's basically just the radius. An example would be like this: A, B to C. That's how we name the angles. Angle A, B, C. Remember, we go in the order of the letters. So we go from A to B to C. Is a central angle in circle B. Okay. How do we name circles? We name them by what the point is in the center. So the letter B that's in the middle, that's how we call the circle B. And if you add up all the angles inside of a circle, what is the number of degrees inside of a circle? That one we should know. How many degrees in a circle? How many? 360 degrees. Okay? There's 360 degrees inside of a circle. And all we need to know about the measure of the arc, so when we're talking about the arc, look, on this circle right here, this angle that we're talking, angle A, B, and C, that's 84 degrees. The arc that we're talking about is from point A to point C. Okay, does that make sense? We're talking about on the outside edge of the circle from point A to point C. Like if you were walking from here to here in a big circle. the measure of the arcs, so the measure of the arc. So the measure of this little piece, it's the same, it's equal to the degree of the angle. Okay, does that make sense? So what's the measurement of the angle? So that means the arc degree is also 84. Okay. So if the measure of angle, what are we looking at? If the measure of angle A to C is 84, okay, 84 degrees, right? We're talking about from here to here. Yes, ma'am. When we're done with the notes, and there's already 2 people in front of you. Okay. We're talking about A to C. What about A to D to C? Where's A, B, C? A to D to C. Okay. If I told you there's 360 degrees in a circle, and we've already accounted for 84 in this, what's left? How much degrees are left? How do we figure out what this is? Yeah, there you go, Hayden. It's 360 minus 84, which equals, let me put a different color. Yep, that's right. It's close, 276. 276. 360 minus 84 is 276. Okay? So these are just definitions. So far in the definitions, what questions do we have? If you don't understand the words, you're going to be lost when I go over the examples. So make sure you understand the words and you remember the definitions that we need to remember. Now we'll look at the problems. Let me ask Catherine, can you read the directions? What does it say up here?
Find each angle and ARC measures.
ARC is just arc. Okay, arc measure. Here's the angles it's asking us to do. So angle, the measure of, do you see how it's got this little arch on the top? That means it's the arc measure. Okay, so what we're looking for is this little part right here. We're looking for what? ST. So we're looking from S to T. That make sense? So what would the measure of angle S to T be? 122. That's it. It's the same as the angle of the degree of the angle. Okay, good job, Hayden. If this is 122, how much is this little piece right here? Where did you get 21 from? Okay.
No, that's a.
This is a straight line. It's a diameter. It cuts right through the center. So what's the degrees of a straight line? 180. Okay. If that's 180, then this is 180, which means this is 180 minus 122. Does that make sense? 8, 9, 10, and that's 80. Yeah, should be. Yeah, 58. So that means that this little piece right here is 58. Okay? Does everybody understand where I got that from? I don't like that color. Okay? Hey, what's going on? Okay? So on these problems, it's going to give you some information, but you have to do some math to get the rest of the information. You also have to remember the rules of circles. There's 360 degrees in a circle. There's 180 degrees in a half circle. There's 90 degrees in a quarter circle. Okay? So I would put that little note here. Look, I would put a little note over here. You have a circle cut in half. Each one of these is 180 degrees. If you have a circle cut in 4, each one of these angles is 90 degrees. And they're perpendicular. Okay, 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree, that makes up 360. Okay. So every angle, whatever, however many times you cut this circle on pieces, they gotta add up to 360. Okay. What questions do you have so far? You sure? Okay, this can get confusing. It's kind of, some of it's pretty new. If you get stuck, let me know. Let's take a look at number 4. Okay, so there's 3 things that we need to remember. We need to remember the words that we just learned, central, angle, and arc. We need to remember how to name angles, and we need to remember how to calculate. Okay, so it's a lot to remember. If you can't remember, you need to let me know. What is it asking us for? C to D. Okay. What does this little square mean? It's 90 degrees. Good job, Peyton. That means it's 90. Okay, so that means CD is going to be 90. Guys, let's focus. We're almost done. Okay. What's the next one it's looking for? F to D. So it wants all of this. Okay. So Maria, look up here. If C to D is 90, if this is 90, what is D to E then? It's also 90. Okay? But it's not asking us for C to D, C to E, D to E, it wants D to F. Right? Sorry, see, even I'm being confused.
Sorry, Mr. I got.
So you got, from here to here is 90, but you also have this little piece here that you got to add. So what's 90 plus 34? What is it? Yeah, 124. No. Yeah, 124. Let me check. Is that right? Yeah, 124. Okay. Then you've got, what is it asking for us next?
For
DCF. Okay. So DCF is D to C to F. That one should be easy, right? If D to F is 124, then what's the difference? What's left? You gotta do, we know there's 360 degrees in a circle. We're gonna subtract the 124, not the 90, because we've already included that. Look, see the blue part? And we're just focusing on the red part. So we know this is 124. We just gotta figure out what the rest is. So 360 minus 124, and that's gonna be 236. Okay, you're doing good at doing that math in your head. Okay. What's the last one? G, F. So we're gonna go to G, G, F. When we're done with the notes, and there's already a little bit of a line. That doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna erase this so we can go back. Okay, here's the, well, not the last one, but okay. So it's going from G to D to F. Okay. So we remember we said this one was 90. That's 34. We've got 90 here, and we've got 90 here. Okay. So we got 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 34 is what? Because we got 90, another 90, another 90, and then this little 34. Okay. So we're going to add 90 and 90 and 90 and 34. And that's going to be 304. And these are all degrees. What questions do y'all have so far? Okay. We've got one more problem to practice on, and it's a long one, so we gotta be careful with this one. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. We'll do that one tomorrow, because then it's a lot. Let's go ahead and, for the rest of the class period, I want you guys to do 2, 3, and 5. You guys need to do 2, 3, and 5.
I do 2, 3, 5.
That's good, yeah, split up the work. Split up the work, that's good. You guys can split it up. So you guys need to finish column 2, 3, and 5 today. So yeah, that's a lot. It's too much to add the next one. Yes, you can go back now. 25. So you guys got about 15 minutes. You guys got 15 minutes to do 3 columns. That's 5 minutes a problem. You should be able to figure it out. Help each other out, work on it as a group, or divide the work and you each do 1 problem and then share your answers. 15 minutes should be more than enough. That's 5 minutes per problem.
J to K. J.
She not here.
So well. Did you know that? Oh, okay.
You ain't never heard of me or what? They call me Bacas no Pitelas.
What, sorry?
No.
What?
Oh.
Say sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to retime or do you want to go?
Check that.
That's
You did.
Huh?
You did love.
You guys are gonna have to finish
Going
this.
up tonight.
Turn it, but this is gonna.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, you're gonna have to rest it?
Te pegué en la cabeza. En la cabeza.
No, the back is in. You kind of want to go.
Ya, güey. Se ve en la clase, ¿verdad, güey? La chingada.
Oh, there you should have done it.
No tenemos Air Force, güey. Ese mamón, güey, que tiene un pinche Edgar, güey. ¿Cómo vas a hacer eso? Y luego,
Dude, I've only worn my AirPods once. I look like Tom. And like my face looks like it's
Well, she doesn't like the show.
right, you need Air Force.
No, I'm gonna be rocking Air Force.
Mejor que pinches Vans, güey, no mames.
Not, you know what I'm
No vas a ser un skater, güey.
fucking skater. Fuck out of here.
Air Force.
It's because Air Force is like, I feel like I'm gonna be like because everyone has them, like, probably not like a hater for the fucking pair.
You have Air Forces, Aiden? You see, you do have them.
Is it actually nice? Oh, no, guys.
Good boy, what portion you have?
Oh, yeah, except
Pinche cat.
she's always like there for the
That's good.
You like that?
I've only bought one pair of Vans and I was in middle school.
And what did it feel like a skater or what? That way, es que no me gustan, güey. I don't like how they
People like Converse, güey.
No, I can't wear Converse.
You can't tell me Vans are comfortable.
Yeah, they are.
I feel like I can do whatever.
Those little pictures.
Wait, like that's what I got my fan. If I was wearing something else, I feel like I would. Like the Air Maxes that I wear sometimes, I feel like I would.
Wait, why don't you put the Air Max?
Because I feel like I'm a pop them. Wait, one of them from right here, it's already like a little bit punched out. So I was like, yeah, shit, I'm not gonna be walking around.
Los pones aire, güey.
Squeaky that shit. As a whole one in the top?
No te creas, pendejo. Güey.
Neta, güey. I swear to God, dude. Neta, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, you see, take off the.
Como es like the little tubos.
Well, I think last time my brother was out there, we checked it, and yeah.
Los pones aire, güey.
Okay, Carlos,
It
look.
explodes. It pops.